My name is Sam. I'm 23 and I go to the gym quite a lot. I guess you could say I'm a bit of a gym rat. Ever since I was a kid, I would get bullied for my size. Being a skinny 5'4" dude made me an easy target for kids to pick on. So, one day in 10th grade, I decided that enough was enough. I definitely wasn't gonna grow taller. So, yeah, I had to get big. And ever since then, I've been going to the gym 6 days a week, every week. I'm no Mr. Olympia, but I've built myself a good physique for people to take me seriously. But yeah, anyways, it was one particular day, I was on the bench press, hitting a top set of 200 pounds. And just as I was struggling to finish the last rep, I felt someone push down the barbell towards me.
Come on, bro. Is that all you got? Wait, baby. This would be disappointing.
I cried in agony as I could no longer lift the weight up.
Dude, what the hell? Get it off me, please!
I was about to be crushed by the weight, all because of some idiot. My arms started to burn as the weight got closer and closer to my face. And just like that, the weight was jammed to my throat now, my arms struggling to keep the weight from completely crushing me. However, on the brink of death, a huge guy intervened. He shoved off the idiot and pulled the weight off me, back onto the rack. I stood up anxiously, rubbing my throat. I thanked the huge guy. And he walked off, glaring at the idiot. I started to make my way as far away as possible. I was angry and surprised. I couldn't believe that I let some random dude nearly strangle me to death. And that's when the same idiot bolted towards me with startling speed. He was grinning at me madly while his eyes were wide and bloodshot, as if he was on some type of medication. I was becoming desperate now. I frantically ran towards the dumbbell rack and picked up a 50-pound dumbbell. I had no other choice.
Don't come any closer or I'm gonna hit you!
As he got within 1 meter of me, I swung the dumbbell at him with full power. He then fell face first onto the floor, unconscious. Not only had I swung at full power, he had also come at me with full speed. So, no wonder he was out cold. I stood there shaking with adrenaline as the entire gym went silent. I could feel all the eyes staring at me, judging me. For God's sake, I thought. Now I was in serious trouble. 30 minutes later, the police arrived. Luckily, the CCTV had captured all the scenes that had unfolded, and I was cleared of all charges. The crazy idiot, on the other hand, had been charged with assault and was taken into custody. Also, he later went on to admit in a police interview that he had consumed a whole scoop of pre-workout mixed with an unknown substance. You can guess what the unknown substance was. He thought it would give him a sick pump and it would get him closer to looking like his idol, Ziz. So gym rats, what's the moral of the story? Take it easy on the pre-workout. And don't add anything to it because it will not help you get a sick pump.
I'm a 23-year-old guy, and I've been in a relationship with my 21-year-old girlfriend Lisa for a couple of years. Safe to say we both got pretty comfortable with each other, which meant we went out to eat a lot and skipped the gym within the past year. We didn't gain much weight, but we both lost a lot of muscle, and at the time of this incident, we both decided that we wanted to get back into the gym and have a healthier lifestyle. We figured that we could make it our New Year's resolution. I never really did resolutions in the new year, but my girlfriend was adamant and I'd do whatever to make her happy. She had started getting really serious about it, making meal plans and doing research for different workouts that we could do together, and I thought it was really great that we were actually going to do this. I was super optimistic about it, and the last thing I would have thought would happen to us, well, it happened. When January 1st rolled around, we spent the day researching different gyms near us and the classes they offer to try to narrow down which one we wanted to go to. It was a little difficult because we both wanted very specific classes and not all were offered at the same gym. But me, being the kind of man that will always try to make his girl happy, I just told her that we could go to the gym that offered what she wanted and I'd be willing to try something new. It was a gym actually just around the corner from our house. We'd lived here for a few years, and within that time we'd had no issues, and we actually liked it a lot. On January 2nd, we went to the gym and signed up for their 3-month plan. We didn't want to risk signing up for a year if we didn't end up liking it. That day, we did a short workout together to kind of get us into the swing of things and get familiar with the equipment. It was great. The next few days we both did some classes and got to know the different instructors and even started making a few friends. It was turning out at the time to be exactly what we needed. Fast forward to a couple of weeks, we had gone to the gym like we always did, only this time we decided to go on a Friday, which was unusual for us. Lisa usually worked Fridays and I didn't like to go without her, so I stayed home. But this week she had Friday off, so we decided to go. We didn't realize it at the time, but Fridays were their weightlifting class days. When we walked in there were these huge bodybuilder type guys walking around the gym, and Lisa and I both commented to each other that it made us a little uncomfortable. Nevertheless, we started our workout routine for the day and tried to ignore the huge roided out men around us. I'd say about 30 minutes into our workout, I started to notice one of the bigger guys staring at Lisa. I mean, just unashamedly staring right at her. He even looked at me, noticing him staring, and smirked like he knew I could see what he was doing, but he just didn't seem to care. And that's when he started walking up to us. He walked right past me and stood in front of Lisa and said, "Hey honey, you want a real man to show you how to tighten up that little body of yours?" Lisa looked at me and, of course, she was immediately uncomfortable by that comment. I was scared for both of us at that point, given he clearly didn't respect either of us or our personal space, and he was huge. If he tried to fight me, I would easily be killed by this man, I thought to myself. Dude, she's with me. Can you just leave us alone?" I tried to talk as calmly as I could, but I knew I came off as more nervous than anything. Hey, would you let the lady speak? I think I know what she wants." He didn't even look at me when he said that. He just continued staring down at Lisa, waiting for her reply. When I looked back towards her, she was now staring directly at me with water beginning to pool in her eyes. Lisa isn't one for confrontation. She really doesn't like attention at all. It was a miracle she gave me a chance, given she couldn't even look me in the eyes the first few times we went out. I tried one more time to get this guy to leave us alone. I just grabbed Lisa by the arm and lifted her up off the yoga mat that she was sitting on. We took a few steps away from the man, and in the most serious voice I could muster, I said, "Hey, you leave us alone. She isn't interested, and this is insanely rude and creepy. Just go back to discussing doping with your buddies. Clearly that's what you're really interested in." Now, I will say that probably wasn't the smartest thing to say to a man clearly using steroids. I should have known making him angry would cause a problem. His testosterone levels must be through the roof for him to do what he did. He started walking away, and I thought that was the end of it. I turned towards Lisa and told her that we should get going and we could come back another day. Only she didn't answer me. Her eyes went wide, and she told me to look out. The next thing I knew, a dumbbell came flying right next to my head and shattered the mirror in front of me. I turned around quickly and saw the same guy picking up another dumbbell, getting ready to throw it before his friends ended up grabbing him. Lisa and I quickly picked up our things and ran towards the office to tell the manager what had happened and have them phone the police. When the police got there, they did arrest the man, who was subsequently banned from the gym. We did decide to press charges, but were informed that we probably wouldn't hear anything about the case for a couple of weeks while it was being processed. And they were right. For the next couple of weeks, we heard nothing about it. We did ask the police department to let us know if he was released. We really didn't think that he was going to do anything, but we still wanted to be as cautious as possible just in case. Now, lo and behold, 3 weeks after the incident, we got a call saying that he was out. And it freaked us out a little, but we figured that we probably wouldn't run into him. Where we live is a big city, and we didn't go out much anyways. We continued going to the gym as usual, and nothing like that happened again. We were beginning to feel comfortable again, or so I thought. A few days passed since the man had been let out, and we had just gone to bed. We were meticulous about closing all our doors and windows and locking them for the night. We were actually both pretty paranoid about someone breaking in, since our neighbors were robbed a few months back. At around 2 a.m., I was woken up by Lisa shaking me, telling me that someone was in the house. There's not many things that can wake me up that fast, but that's definitely one of them. I pretty much jumped out of bed and grabbed the bat I keep under it. I walked toward the bedroom door and opened it just a crack to see out. Man, let me tell you, I was absolutely shocked to see, you guessed it, Roydhead standing right in my living room. I shut the door as fast as possible while making as little noise as I could and locked it. I whispered to Lisa to call the police and tell them that someone was in her home. She started freaking out and I had to try to keep her calm so he couldn't hear us. I opened the window that led from our bedroom into the side yard and instructed Lisa to climb out. After she did, I climbed out next and made sure to close the window behind us just in case he managed to get into the bedroom. I didn't want him to know where we went. Lisa called the police and told them what was going on, and they told us to get to a neighbor's house and wait for the officers to arrive. Just as we opened the side gate to exit the backyard, I heard a loud crash coming in from inside the house. When I looked back into the bedroom, the man had barreled his way through the door and into the room and started looking for us. Lisa and I rushed out of the yard and banged on our neighbor's door until they let us in. The police were there in 15 minutes, and we watched through our neighbor's window as they escorted the man out of her house in handcuffs. They ended up telling us that they found rope, duct tape, and zip ties in the back of his car along with a gun and a couple of knives. He eventually confessed that he found our names from us pressing charges against him since I guess that's public record or something. Knowing our names made it easy for him to find our address online. The police obviously had enough evidence on him to charge him with home invasion and attempted abduction. His bail was set high enough to where he couldn't afford it, which we appreciated. He got 5 years in prison, which to us seemed pretty fair. We moved out of that house and into a different one closer to Lisa's parents just to be sure that he wouldn't be able to find us whenever he did end up getting out of prison. He never said why he broke into our home or what he was going to do to us. But good God, am I glad that we never had to find out.